I am Dr. V. V. Kamesh, Professor of Mechanical Engineering, Aditya Engineering College. In today's lecture, we would like to know the velocity and acceleration of any point in mechanism calculation part. And in velocity diagram and acceleration diagram, we learnt different methods, relative velocity method and instantaneous center method. In acceleration analysis, we would like to know the acceleration of a point and acceleration of the link both in a common perspective. So, we would like to do some problems regarding the slider crank mechanism application, and here in this problem it was given AB is the connecting rod and OB is the crank and AO, that is the path of the slider at the groove at A. Now, in this we are having some data. The slider is at particular A and the data given is the crank is 150 mm and the connecting rod is 600 mm and the crank is rotating clockwise at 300 rpm. Now, what we need to find is the linear velocity and acceleration of the midpoint of the connecting rod and the angular velocity and angular acceleration of the connecting rod at a crank angle of 45 degrees from inner dead center position. So, the first thing we need to start is the velocity diagram we need to construct. From the velocity diagram, the required velocity of different points at the midpoint or somewhere in between, or the angular velocities of the different links, that is it may be the crank or connecting rod or slider, all these the velocities and angular velocities will be constructed from this velocity diagram initially. So, in this how to draw the velocity diagram initially. So, the first thing we need to do is velocity of B with respect to the O, this is to be calculated. This velocity of B with respect to the O, this velocity will always be perpendicular to the link at BO. That means the crank is rotating at some angular velocity given. So, thereby here we have this crank is rotating, this crank is rotating clockwise with 300 rpm. So, the velocity here it is perpendicular to VB or VBO, whatever it might be. This will be perpendicular to the crank, this is 90 degrees we have. So, this velocity VBO. So, in the velocity diagram first we need to start with O. So, parallel to this line, this is VB direction, we will draw OB, that is equal to VB calculation. So, how the VB will be calculated? So, omega into R, this omega is already given. So, from the calculation part, this omega equal to 2 pi n by 60, 2 pi into 300 by 60 and the crank radius is given 150 mm. So, from this velocity of B is going to be 4.713 meters per second. So, once the velocity OB is identified, so we will draw this line OB from B, then our discussion will transfer from OB to the connecting rod AB. So, the connecting rod AB velocity of the point B with respect to A, VBA, this will be perpendicular to the direction AB. So, from B what we will do is perpendicular to AB, that means this line will be extended and from here we need to draw a perpendicular line in this direction. So, BA, this BA will give us the direction . So, this velocity diagram initially we will draw by means of identifying first the velocity of point B at this area. This velocity of the point B will be designated as OB in the velocity diagram. So, how much we need to keep the OB length it is dependent on the calculation of this VB equal to omega into r. This omega is the crank angular velocity. It is given 2 pi into 300 by 60. So, this will be velocity of B will be 4.713 meters per second. Related to this 4.713, we will take sufficient scale and draw OB. Now, it is turn to get the velocity of AB. So, a velocity of B with respect to the A, it should be perpendicular to the link AB. So, we will extend a line like this and we will draw a perpendicular from B. We will draw a perpendicular from point B like this, and it is extended because we did not know where is A. So, we are drawing BA line. So, where is A? Still we need to find. Now, we come to the slider. The slider velocity is given in the horizontal direction because it is moving like this. Because this is moving in reciprocating motion like this. It is moving like this. The slider always it will move in a horizontal direction like this. So, the velocity of AO that will be in this direction, velocity AO. So, what we will do is we start from this O, this is O. So, from O parallel to the slider velocity we will draw a line and this line will intersect the BA locus line at A. Now, we can join B and A and O and A. So, the OA is the absolute velocity of the slider and BA will be the small BA. It will be the velocity of B with respect to the A, and the velocity triangle OBA is completed. Now, it is our turn to locate the acceleration diagram. So, from the velocity diagram what we need to find is the angular velocity of the link AB, that we need to find, and again if any intermediate point is there on the connecting rod AB. So, here it is given that D is the midpoint here. The velocity of the point D, it is identified on BA exactly at the midpoint. If it is somewhere in between, suppose we are making some D dash, this D dash, A D dash, that will become A D dash here. Like this, what is the proportionate? So, A to B in middle or somewhere we are having the point D. So, based on the proportion of the distance on the connecting rod, we are making another point in the velocity diagram. So, here it is given that D is at the midpoint. So, on BA identify the point D and join with O, then it will become velocity of the point D. So, velocity of A, B, D all are found from the velocity diagram. Now, we will switch over to how to get the acceleration diagram. So, remember the thing, initially we need to start with the crank. Crank is having the rotation like this. When crank is rotating, out of the two components of any link, they need to have the radial component of acceleration and tangential component of the acceleration, but the crank is continuously rotating like this. So, it is rotating with the uniform velocity. When it is rotating uniform angular velocity, the alpha factor that will become 0. When alpha is 0, the tangential component will become 0. Therefore, whatever the radial component we have, that means the crank is having, that is omega square into r. R means the radius of the crank. That means omega square into OB. So, omega of B already found. So, from omega square into the radius OB, that will give us the radial component of the acceleration, that itself will become absolute acceleration of the crank. So, we need to start with O, O dash, B dash. So, in the diagram start with the O dash. So, we will calculate acceleration of the B, absolute acceleration. So, that will be in the direction A, B. So, what is the direction of radial component? It will be parallel to the link OB. That means, here it is BO is there, parallel to this, here I will have O dash, B dash. So, this is the first thing we need to draw. After this, then we need to switch over to BA, that is connecting rod. So, except the starting and ending, in the middle whatever the link we have, all the things we will have the radial component and tangential component. Radial component will be parallel to your link and tangential component will be perpendicular to the link or perpendicular to the radial component. Now, from B dash I need to identify A dash, but intermediately we are having some perpendicular point. So, what we will do from B dash in the diagram? So, we need to draw a parallel line to the link AB. So, in the AB, so taking this, so parallel to this link AB from B or B dash, in the acceleration diagram it will be B dash, we will draw a parallel line. Now, we need to put a point x such that the B dash x will be the radial component of the AB link. Now, how to identify this length of this B dash x? B dash x will be equal to radial component of the acceleration, and how to calculate it? Already from the velocity diagram, omega of AB is given and the length of AB is already given. So, radial component of the acceleration will have the formula omega square into r, that means omega square into the length AB. These particular component, that will be your radial component of the acceleration AB. So, B dash x is drawn. Now, starting with this, O dash B dash is drawn. Now, B dash x is drawn. Now, from x to get the tangential component, we need to draw a straight line like this. We need to draw a perpendicular from this. Now, from B dash x, we need to draw a perpendicular line, and this line is extended, this line is extended. So, this is drawn. So, we are extending to the top, upper side and bottom side, because we do not know where is A dash, right. So, still we are having uncertainty about the point A dash. Now, coming to the last element of this slider. So, slider is having movement like this. So, horizontally it is moving along the line AO, along the line AO. So, what we will do is the absolute velocity of the link, that is the slider, that means velocity from the velocity we are getting this OA VA, along the same line parallel to this we will have here O dash, the line will be extended, and the line from this x dash, already we have the line. So, they will intersect at A dash. So, initially we will be supplied O dash B dash, that is clarified absolute velocity, and the output will also have the absolute velocity. Now, this A suffix A, or we can call this is acceleration of AO, but this is having only the tangential component, because For slider, there is no rotational moment, the radial component will become 0. So, from this diagram, we are getting the things O dash, B dash, that is absolute velocity of the link or crank OB, and for AB, we need to identify the radial component by calculating omega square into AB length. Then we need to drop a perpendicular. These perpendicular direction and the slider velocity, slider acceleration direction O dash, A dash, they will meet at A dash. Now, what we need to do is join this B dash point with A dash, because already this B dash point is identified. From this B dash, we need to draw a line A dash. Now, what does it indicate? This B dash A dash is indicating acceleration of B A in a true perspective. That means, it is the resultant of this radial component B dash x and the tangential component x A dash. So, B dash A dash will be the acceleration of the component AB. Now, what is the acceleration of the point D? So, we need to identify a point D dash on this acceleration diagram such that acceleration of D will be identified from O dash to D dash. So, this is AD. Now, we do not have any radial component for this point D. Why? Because we are identifying the D dash on the ultimate acceleration or absolute acceleration of AB. So, whatever the point we identify in between here or here, whatever it might be, they will become absolute velocities of that points. Suppose I am locating some point K here on the connecting rod, from B something Bk distance, from D it is a Dk distance, or from A it is Ak distance. So, between D and B, I am locating some other point K. So, this is the point K. So, this will be directly I will join with K point. Then the acceleration will be easily obtained O dash, and this is K dash, like this. So, the O dash K dash will give us directly the acceleration component of the point K in between, somewhere between A to B. So, any point, it may be middle point or it may be any of the distance from A and B, based on the ratio here the point will be obtained on the A dash B dash acceleration point. There we can get any point acceleration very easily. Now, from this acceleration profile, we will calculate one by one. So, this is all how to calculate this B dash x point and acceleration of this AB finally. So, this comes to be, this B dash x will be 148.1 meters per second square. Based on this, we need to take the sufficient scaling and we need to draw B dash x. Now, the vector O dash B dash already it is found 148.1 meters per second square, and from the diagram by measurement we are finding the acceleration of the D and acceleration of AB, it is going to be 19.3 meters per second square. And angular velocity of the connecting rod, this item we are already finding from the velocity diagram, because omega AB is V by R. That means, velocity of AB is identified as 3.4 from the velocity diagram, and AB length is given 0.6 meters. So, omega of AB is 5.67 radians per second square. Now, our duty is to find the angular acceleration of the connecting rod. So, angular acceleration will come from directly from tangential component of the acceleration. So, directly to the absolute acceleration we do not have any formulation. Angular acceleration into the radius will give us the tangential component of the acceleration of a particular link. When it is moving like this, the radial component omega square into r, the tangential component will be alpha into r. So, the alpha into the length of the crank or length of the connecting rod or length of any other link. Length parameter is already given to us. Now, we need to find the angular acceleration. So, from acceleration diagram we are identifying the tangential component, that is x a dash. So, in the earlier slide it was given x a dash, that is giving us the tangential component. By measurement of the scale it is going to be 103 meter per second square. These 103 meter per second square divided by the length BA, these two parameters are already known to us now, 103 divided by 0.6. So, it is coming to be 171.67 radians per second square. So, in this way we are finding the angular acceleration of any of the point by dividing your tangential component of the acceleration with the length. Now, we will identify another problem for a 4 bar chain. So, the problem description will be like this. The PQRS will be a 4 bar chain with PS fixed. That means, the link number 1 which you are having in the 4 bar chain, it is PS at the bottom, it is fixed. So, the lengths of the different links are PQ 62.5 mm, QR 175 mm, RS 112.5 mm and PS 200 mm. The crank PQ rotates at 10 radians per second clockwise. So, compulsorily we need to be given the crank parameters. So, the crank length will be given, crank rotation will be given. So, initially we are able to find the velocity of the crank, then acceleration direction of the crank. So, what we need to identify from the graphical perspective? Draw the velocity and acceleration diagram, then angle QPS, that will be for the crank it is 60 degrees and Q and R. So, point Q, point R, they are lie on the same side of the PS. That means, when PS is the fixed one above this line. So, all the links, all the points are above the line. So, find the angular velocity and angular acceleration of the links QR and RS. So, these are the by means of our given data, we construct the PQRS 4 bar chain. In this, PS is a fixed one and the crank PQ, that is rotating with 60 degrees position, theta is 60 degrees and it is rotating with angular velocity 10 radians per second, and the velocity of a Q, that means VQP. So, where it will be? So, coming into the Q, so the velocity will be, so here the Q is there. So, for the Q, the velocity will always be perpendicular to the link. So, here it should be like this. This is velocity QP, and the same thing we can write just like this, velocity Q, because P is the fixed point. So, the fixed point need not be written on the velocity. So, this velocity is given, at the same time other velocities for QR. QR will be perpendicular to this like this and RS will be perpendicular to this like this. So, the directions will be known to us V, QR or RQ, whatever it might be, and this will be velocity, RS direction will be here, right. Once we know the directions, the construction of the velocity diagram will become more easy. So, what is the first step we need to do? Calculation of the velocity of Q. So, this was calculated by multiplying the omega QP, that is crank angular velocity is given and this is being multiplied with the PQ. Now, we got this velocity of Q is going to be 0.625 meter per second, which is perpendicular to PQ. Now, from this we need to identify the velocity of RQ and RS. simultaneously. So, in this diagram it is seen. So, P and S are fixed points. So, what we will do is P and S on this. So, this is the point P and S, fixed points. Perpendicular to the PQ, we will draw a line PQ like this. So, it is equal to VQ, that is 0.625 meters per second. Now, the QR, the length. So, what is the velocity of QR? This is the velocity of QR. So, parallel to this velocity from Q, now coming this to Q point, we draw a parallel line, this line like this. Okay. So, by this line we are drawing simply the locus of where R might be. That means, we need to draw a line extension like this. So, from Q, we need to draw a vertical line. So, still we do not know where R is. So, this will be locus of R. So, initially we have constructed this PQ and QR locus line. Now, to the RS, now come here, what is the velocity of this R with reference to S? This is VRS. So, to the VRS, so this parallel line we draw, again we need to find the locus of R. This is locus of R. These locus of R and these locus of R, they are meeting together at small r. Now, the velocity diagram is completed. P, Q, R, S. So, this is the velocity diagram is completed. So, from this given parameter is VQ. Now, we are able to calculate what is V velocity of R with respect to Q, that means the connecting rod, and velocity of R with respect to S. So, by the calculation they are going to be VRQ and VRS, the values are identified. Now, the next thing we need to proceed towards identification of the acceleration parameters from this velocity diagram. So, the angular velocities of the links Q, R and RS from velocity diagram, this means omega of QR, because these omega of QR and omega of RS, they need to be supplied to the acceleration diagram. So, we will calculate the omega. So, here how the omega will be obtained? The omega equal to velocity by length or rotation. So, VRQ from the velocity diagram, it is going to be 0.333 and RQ length is 0.175 mm. So, angular velocity of the QR will be 1.9 radians per second anticlockwise, and RS will be the velocity of RS from the velocity diagram, it is coming to be 0.426 divided by the length parameter 112.5 mm converted to meters, and finally omega of RS is coming to be 3.78 radians per second clockwise. How the direction will be known to us? When the crank is rotating in the clockwise direction, this QR will be anticlockwise and RS will be clockwise. So, the crank is rotating clockwise, immediately the QR in reciprocation of this angle to be transferred, it will rotate relatively anticlockwise. So, alternately clockwise, anticlockwise and clockwise. Now, after angular velocities are being obtained, now our duty is to construct acceleration diagram. Now, remember the point, always the crank will have only the radial component of acceleration, that itself will become absolute component of the acceleration of the crank. So, starting with an absolute velocity and absolute acceleration of the crank. So, here starting with again the P and S, they are going to be fixed points. So, in this the P and S, so here the P and S are the fixed point. From this, what is the absolute acceleration of the crank? So, the crank is PQ. So, the crank PQ absolute acceleration is being calculated as AQ. That means, acceleration of radial component of QP, that is going to be calculated by omega square into QP. This omega means omega of QP. This omega QP is already calculated earlier, and this QP we need to submit from the length parameter. So, radial component of the QP, that itself will become absolute component AQP, or we can call simply AQ. This AQ will be given as the parameter for the starting of the acceleration diagram. So, from the acceleration diagram, so this is P dash, Q dash, and this line has to be parallel to the line PQ here. So, see this. So, this is PQ crank and this P dash Q dash. See this. P dash Q dash is parallel to the link PQ. Now, after this, how to extend the linkage to QR connecting rod? So, initially we are drawing P dash Q dash. So, P dash Q dash is drawn. Now, connecting rod will be the intermediate one. So, we need to draw a parallel line to the connecting rod QR, and from this Q dash X. Now, what is this component? This will be the radial component of RQ. It is again calculated by means of this formula omega square into RQ. This omega RQ. This omega RQ is already supplied from the velocity diagram. So, multiplied with the RQ, we will get the radial component of this connecting rod QR. So, see this. This connecting rod will have two components. One is the radial component, another is tangential component. First, we need to calculate the radial component as omega square into QR. So, we will draw. So, coming into this Q dash X. So, this will be the calculated parameter omega RQ square into RQ. Now, from X, to get the tangential component, you drop a perpendicular line like this, and it is to be extended, because Q dash R dash will be the resultant of the Q dash X and X R dash, but R dash location is still not known to me. So, this line will become the locus of R dash. So, I do not know where is the R dash. So, we will take a pause and shift the discussion to the last connecting rod to RS. That means, the last link of this PQRS mechanism. Now, get these components for RS. So, from S, now coming into S point. So, parallel to RS, we are having the radial component AR RQ. This AR RQ will again be calculated by means of omega RQ, not RQ, it is RS. Okay. So, this will be RS. So, omega RS whole square into the length RS, that will give us the radial component like this. So, we are taking a point S dash Y. This s dash y will be the radial component. Okay. So, this s dash y will be the radial component. This is the parameter already we calculated here. Now, from y, I need to identify the tangential component like this. So, I am drawing a locus line to find r dash. Earlier also, from q dash perspective, we had drawn a radial component and we identified a locus line like this. So, this locus line, this is the locus of r dash and this is also the locus of r dash. Now, I will get the point r dash. Once r dash is identified, simply join with the actual points r dash to s dash and r dash to q dash. Now, we will get the parameters, absolute parameters a r q as a resultant of the radial component q x and x r dash, and here s dash r dash. This is a r s. Actually, we need to call a r s absolute, because the s is the fixed point, we are making this as a r like this. Okay. So, this absolute component a r s is the resultant of the radial component a r, here it is r s, radial component a r s and tangential component a t r s. Now, the acceleration of the links r q, r s and p q, they are being incorporated on the acceleration diagram. From this acceleration diagram, we are able to find all the components of the acceleration, tangential and radial, tangential, everything we are able to find very easily. So, from the measurement, the radial component of the acceleration initially the supplied item 6.25 meter per second square, and radial component of the acceleration of r q, that is in the diagram it is r q, radial component will be the point x to q dash. So, a r q and the radial component of r with respect to the s, that is a r s radial component, that will be in your diagram, it will be in the earlier diagram it is s dash y. So, these calculated parameters will give us the acceleration diagram, and the tangential components will give us the final point r dash, and the absolute quantities are being calculated. The tangential component a t will be 4.1 meters per second square, and the final items are the angular acceleration of the links q r and r s. How the angular acceleration is identified? By means of tangential component divided by the length component. Then we will get the angular acceleration of each and every link, connecting rod and the last rocker link. So, q r and r s. So, alpha of q r is identified by dividing the tangential component of the acceleration a r q tangential, which is going to be 4.1 by the q r length 175 mm converted to meters. Finally, we got 23.43 radians per second square, and the angular acceleration of the link r s, that is going to be 47.1 radians per second square. Both are anti-clockwise direction. So, now in this way we are identifying the angular acceleration of the links in a 4 bar mechanism. In this lecture, we would like to know what is the third component of the acceleration in a acceleration diagram. So, we need to determine, that is Coriolis component of the acceleration. So, how this Coriolis component of the acceleration will be generated and what is the necessity? So, in general we are having the link will be like this and link is being rotating in a, here the first link is the crank is rotating like this. This crank rotation will be transferred by the connecting rod to other links by the linkage parameters. Now, for any of the rotating link, either with respect to the fixed link like this or a connecting rod is moving like this, it is confining with the two components of the acceleration earlier, radial component of the acceleration and tangential component of the acceleration. But there are some situations when the velocity of a slider, in the slider crank mechanism it is given the slider is moving in a fixed groove, that means a cylinder. The cylinder is a fixed groove with respect to the linkage. The piston is moving inside the cylinder like this. So, what is the fixed frame? It is the fixed frame, but when a slider is moving in a rotating frame, so there are situation is different. Slider is moving in a fixed frame earlier. So, the absolute velocity and acceleration will be in the same direction like this. The radial component will become absolute component. So, this will be the velocity of this particular slider and the acceleration of the slider will have the same direction. But when the slider is moving in a rotating frame, that means when one link is moving like this, on the slider is also moving. That means if I consider my hand, this hand portion, this as a one of the link. So, this link is rotating like this, this link is rotating like this, and one slider will have, suppose I am taking this as a slider. When I am moving my hand like this, look at this slider is moving upper. So, what is the sliding motion? It is not with the fixed frame, the slider is with moving frame. This is the moving frame, this frame is moving. So, this slider is moving up and down like this. So, we cannot call the movement of the slider to be in horizontal direction or vertical direction. It is moving in space along some route. Okay. So, how much acceleration the slider is having with reference to the moving frame, that component is adding. That component we are calling with the name Coriolis component of acceleration. In addition to the radial component, tangential component, Coriolis component of the acceleration will also be added. So, by definition, when a point on one link is sliding along another rotating link or moving link or moving frame, such as in the quick return motion mechanism, then the Coriolis component of the acceleration will be added. Now, how this will be calculated? So, we will take, okay. So, as I shown you earlier, this is the link that is moving. Okay. So, I am taking a vertical link that is going to be fixed like this. This is O and this is A, this is OA, it is moving like this. So, this will be the new position A dash. Okay. Now, we are having the slider like this, just I have shown earlier, this is B, and this slider just like this, when this is having some moment for a small d theta, this slider is moving up. This is the position of slider B I am taking. When this is moving like this, the slider is sliding along the groove of the link. So, it is moving up. Now, in this I am taking the slider to the new position like this.
gents, this is the moment you've waited for.